So Governor Walker is definitely a friend of First Alaskans, and during his administration, completely changed the state of Alaska's relationship with tribes in a really positive way.
Prior to the Walker administration, the Native community had a somewhat contentious relationship with the state. I don't think that's too strong of a word. And when he came into office, it was night and day. We were invited not only to have a seat at the table, but to be active participants in steering state law and policy. And if you look back at what we were able to accomplish in those 4 short years, it is truly tremendous.
You know, it's one thing to recognize tribes and to say that you value Alaska Native people, but it's another thing to actually demonstrate it in the actions that you take on a daily basis. Both the governor's creation of the Governor's Tribal Advisory Council, in which we met many times with tribes throughout Alaska. And it wasn't just the governor meeting with tribes, but it was also the expectation was that all of the cabinet was in the room at the same time. The tribes were at the center, commissioners were around the edges, and when there was an issue that needed to be addressed, commissioners were definitely called to the table to be able to answer those tough questions.
When he identified a way where tribes could be recognized through an interpretation of the law, he gave an added protection to that recognition that still exists right now, even under our current administration, because when the Attorney General issued that memo that interpreted the law for the state of Alaska and recognized those tribes, it's a lot harder to undo an interpretation of a law than it would be to undo a bill or an administrative order.
He wasn't just a campaigner, he was a man of his word. When he came into office and said he wanted to chart a new course with the Alaska Native community, that's exactly what he did. And he has a laundry list of accomplishments to show during the 4 years that he was in office, namely Medicaid expansion, the Alaska Tribal Child Welfare Compact that we executed and negotiated during his governorship.
His apology, the Governor's Tribal Advisory Council, the recognition or the acknowledgement that tribes do exist in Alaska, all of these things were so important in terms of us building and seeing a brighter future, not only for Alaska Native people, for the state in general. That brought into the forefront for everybody in Alaska the importance of that recognition and the importance of understanding who our people are and building that relationship.
He has a really kind and gentle spirit about him. Also one of the smartest people I've ever met. And he has an ability to bring a room together. He faced some very difficult issues as a governor and did so with grace and due diligence, put a lot of thought into the decisions that were being made. They weren't easy ones. And his ability to carry himself through that process is what I admire about him.
Governor Walker definitely set the standard for what a governor should be of our great state.
Congratulations, Governor Walker. It was such an honor to work in your administration. It was such an honor to work for a man who really cared about the future of Alaska and Alaska's Native people. This award is so deserved, and I'm so looking forward to seeing what you produce in the future and cannot wait to work alongside you again.